You are listening to the commentary track for Paul. I am the director, Greg Matola. I am sitting in a room with...
Bill Hader, I play the role of Haggard.
Simon Pegg, representing Graeme Willie. Nick Frost here, being Clive.
And Lyra Park, producer.
Tell us about this day, Greg. It was weird, wasn't it? Because we were in space looking down at Earth and we were very tired, I remember.
Did you have to mount the camera on the satellite?
Hubble.
On Hubble? You shot it on Hubble, didn't you?
I had a Hubble mount that day, yeah. It cost a lot.
I love the Hubble rig. Moorcroft. Why was it Moorcroft, Nick?
I don't know. We wrote it 10 years ago.
True.
When my mother-in-law saw this beginning, when it said 1947, she said, why does it have to be then?
Like it was a 10-year.
Yeah.
Oh, 47.
That was the year my mother was born, actually.
Oh.
This is very much a sort of throwback to the beginnings of Back to the Future and Poltergeist and other films that begin with
a dog.
tracking shot on a dog.
Yeah, this definitely is it.
That dog, is that dog still with us?
Dead.
Dead?
But
We ate that dog as a celebration on
The last day. He was encased in carbonite, and you're still there in the dog museum.
He won't recognise you when you come out of stasis. Until he lets you take your mask.
Don't go!
Look at that lovely moon.
You had to wait all day for that, right?
Yeah.
And most of the night.
That little Mia who plays young Tara,
Mia Stallard
looks remarkably like a young Gwyneth Paltrow, weirdly enough, who is, of course, Blythe's daughter. In fact, she looks a little bit like Apple, who's Gwyneth's daughter, so...
I'm always struck by
Perfect casting.
the lovely whiteness of that dog's teeth.
He got him clean professionally. He's a Hollywood dog.
Look at that, very white. Bang.
Boof.
who are these people?
I didn't meet Relativity Media. What was he like?
Who they are, do they? I mean, there's some kind... Oh, no.
They're just
Sounds
shadowy
vaguely-
associates. Is this all CG, Greg?
That is all CG, that door.
Who did it?
The CG Dorco.
That is designed by Oscar Wright.
Oscar Wright.
Oscar
designed it.
Wright.
Oh.
Oh, he's always designing something, that bloke.
Brother of
Now,
Edgar.
now, what is real Comic-Con and what's not?
None of it.
None
is
of it.
None of
real.
this is real Comic-Con.
That's
Even this
real San
Pan-Am?
Diego.
That's real San Diego?
Yeah.
If that was real
Oh.
Comic-Con, it would be just absolutely
Craziness.
heaving with nerds, as opposed to just faintly spattered.
But Peter Jackson
now-
did lend us the orcs.
Yes.
That's right, it is.
Oh, wow.
It was originally Borg in the original script,
Yeah.
but we decided it was just one Star Trek reference too many.
Wasn't it Borg before you got the gig?
I think it was Borg before I got the gig, and after the gig it became Orcs.
That's tweaky.
There's a guy from Collider.
Hey, there's
Steve?
Steve Weintraub,
Steve
Frosty.
Weintraub.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frosty.
How much of that Tweaky was animated, Greg? Because there's some CG on his face, right?
Yeah, we added some lights to Tweaky.
You guys are in heaven on this day, right?
The real Tweaky was very disrepaired.
That weird bobbing I'm doing. It's so creepy.
You got it on with that little...
That's our homage to Anton Deck. Alien Autopsy.
That's amazing. When we actually went to the set of the Area 51, they recreated that. I don't know which way round we did it.
We're 5,339 miles from home, and yet somehow I feel like we belong. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think this is probably the most fun.
That was Albuquerque. That was the convention center where we had a lot of stands that were provided by the real Comic-Con.
I think they let us use their fonting as well, didn't they?
That there is a black vampire. Watch out. She bite.
How much?
$1,349.99.
We had to call it the Black Vampire because we weren't allowed to use Blade, were we?
We weren't allowed to mention a comic that may or not have been called Blade.
They didn't want to be in an R-rated movie because Blade was an R-rated movie. So
Is that?
Oh.
I wanted to call it the Blampire.
You mean that movie with Wesley Snorps?
Jeffrey Tambor.
The man, the myth.
There he is.
One of the driest men I've ever met. He's like Obi-Wan Kenobi to Jason Bateman's Luke Skywalker. In terms of dryness.
in dry scale.
In the dry scale. He was a great fun presence to have on set. And we brought him back for the epilogue because we wanted to see more of him being this horrendous invention that was Adam Shadowchild.
I think if you're listening to this, you've probably bought the DVD or Blu-ray and you've seen the lovely documentary, Who is Adam Shadowchild?
Yes, check it out if you
Which is a lot of fun.
He was great. This girl was not actually an actor, and they improvised that line, and we kept her in, and we had to take a picture, didn't we, Naira, to make sure she became an official.
And we did.
Yes, we did.
There she is, Naira. You can't see this, but she's sitting in a big teapot. It's a little
Now, Greg,
dormouse.
confirm or deny, you had a relationship with Dan Close. That's how you got that picture.
Yes, Dan and I talked about doing a film that still hasn't happened, but he's a great guy. I'm a big fan, and I asked him to draw the cover for the comic book known as Encounter Briefs.
One of my favourite little details in the film, actually, the title of that comic.
That was one of my favourite things that you did. It was very
I
clever.
just got it. I'm kidding. I just.
This was shot a year after we finished shooting. We went back and did this up on the Disney Ranch in LA.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to just get a little bit more of Graeme and Clive interacting together before you see them out of their element.
This was a weird ranch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Disney ranch.
Where they filmed Little House on the Prairie.
Coming back from shooting that night, I was sharing a car with the producer, Naira Parker, on my right, in a big teapot, and we saw some weird kind of shootout thing, didn't we?
We did.
I kind of slept through it, but...
Whoa, outside of the Warner Ranch?
yeah, I mean, we were stopped, there was an incident, and lots of police waving guns around.
That's just the way things work over here in the States.
I slept through it, I was used to it, but Naira was bricking it.
That's like when where we were shooting when there was like some gunman was cornered.
In Albuquerque, yeah.
In Albuquerque. Do you remember?
Yeah.
When we were doing Gertie's.
I'll show you this.
Yeah.
I'll show you the scene. When I'm. It's actually the first time you see me and Joe on
And you-
camera.
you and
There's
Joe
like
like
a
carrying
SWAT
guns.
team. Yeah, there's like a SWAT team outside the location. The first time you see me and Joe about the sandwich.
This guy was pretty good. That guy in the middle, Simon. No, him.
Yes.
Very good.
Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah, this was fun to do. It was nice to come back and see everyone again, and we had such a good time on this movie, and we all got back together again a year later, and it was like a bloody reunion.
Yeah, we still liked each other.
We still liked each other.
Yes, we did.
Now, of course, there was a little scene there when we had another interaction with the orcs, but we cut that out. It just wasn't right.
Look at that.
You can hear David Arnold's score beginning to trickle in here, beautifully rendered by the man Arnold. That was our very first day.
That was a pre-shoot day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were worried about a migration of giant spiders coming through the gully.
Tarantulia. I love the way that was supposed to be Germans, and the way that the way that the extras casting thought, okay, so blonde and fat. It's nice to know racial profiling is still alive and well.
They said German.
So we got them. They basically look like Augustus Gloop in various stages of his life.
Or what's his name from The Simpsons?
Yeah.
The exchange student. Yeah.
Buta. My belly is full of chocolates.
Jane Lynch.
There she is.
The wonderful Jane Lynch.
This was the first thing we shot properly.
This is the
And
first real day of shooting.
moments before this, we had a shaman come in and
Smudge the set.
and do a thing, which our first
you guys
AD...
had that?
Yeah. We did, yeah.
Oh, wow.
With a flaming stick.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, the first AD, kind of cut it short, which is kind of where our problems started.
Yeah, that's where we cursed the movie at that very moment.
The second day, all those kind of coffins came out of the ground, the black rain.
A lot of the blood that came from the sea. We attribute to the blessing. Yeah.
Someone did it. I'm not going to say that because
The
it was a
goat,
bit
that
rude.
dog died, the one at the beginning. Now, Jane was just between having shot Glee and Glee coming out at this point. So she'd done, I think, the first few episodes of the first season, and it was about to be launched. That Sweeps, or whatever it's called. And so that was all before her Gleedom.
Here comes the wonderful David Kettner and
Okay.
Mr. Jesse Plemons.
Keckner and Plemons.
My wife was more excited about meeting Plemons than anybody else.
Because of Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, giant fan. She was like, no way. And Keckner's the best, man.
Oh, Keckner's such
a
a
great
funny
guy.
guy.
Good dude.
He has 5 children.
He's such a fat...
He
He's
looks
very
like a guy
virile.
who would have 5 children.
His Christmas card was him with all his children with moustaches.
I always imagine David, if you got an old sepia photo of the gold rush, there'd be someone looking exactly like him in it.
A prospector.
Yeah.
Holding a shovel. This was an amazing set that they built in Santa Fe. That the real Little Alien is actually not quite as replete with paraphernalia as this, but our set designers were extraordinary. And this place was just, I mean, you couldn't look anywhere without seeing some kind of UFO stuff.
Yeah, the set dresser drove out to the Little Alien, and you guys can talk about visiting it yourself.
Yeah, and when this happened to us, We were sat there, minding our own, and Jesse Plemons and Dave Keckner came in.
It's really weird.
We don't like you.
These two scary guys came in, and we genuinely thought we were going to be killed.
Yeah,
so
they were
we left. And we were being really rambunctious before they got there, weren't they? Like, a bit like we owned the place.
Yeah.
Because we got there and there were only two other guys in there, and they recognised me and Nick from Shaun of the Dead, so we were all full of ourselves and being all cocky, and then these two hunters came in and scared the bejesus out of us. Can we mention the Malians women joke? I really like that joke.
Yes, you can. You've done it.
That was one of those jokes that we wrote and then took the rest of the day off.
We did that a lot.
Yes, we
We
did.
would have probably finished it a lot sooner if we hadn't.
This would have been out a couple of years ago if we hadn't taken so many days off. After Lorenzo Zoil, we went back for months.
That is an actual highway that exists, the extraterrestrial highway.
It is a blacktop, I think, that we went on our road trip, and it literally recedes into infinity. It's a really strange thing because it's a straight road that just disappears into like a fine needle point. It's a bit disorienting to look at. Now we're back in Santa Fe again. Although this is exactly what that looks like.
This was like the nicest ever sunset I'd seen. Didn't we spend ages kind of
photographs
watching it as a
Until we
crew?
until we went blind.
And then we all went blind.
That was when the zombies attacked.
I'll show you the actual point, because I'm still sighted at this point.
And you've still got two hands.
And there's a cut. Now I'm blind.
Well, you can kind of see it when you know it.
Look, because my eye line's meant to be down, but I'm just looking up.
Yeah.
We all saw Jacob's Ladder, didn't we? Not the film, the actual
ladder.
phenomenon.
The handyman Jacob. Steve Medlin smokes poles.
Yeah. That's what it says on the side of the real Black Mamba, isn't it?
Yep.
I like your guys' run right there.
Now we tried to shoot the Paul. Do you remember it was like before we shot anything, we had that night when we went out to the sort of wherever this was shot, and we tried to do the crash, but it didn't work.
Yes. That was a pre-production night. We did the stunt once, and we were trying to shoot right at magic hour, the perfect point. The stunt driver couldn't see the markers on the ground. It had gotten too dark. So
That's right.
Well, he'd gone blind.
He had gone blind
'Cause of the
staring
sun.
into the sun, and he decided to call it off, and then it was too dark to shoot it, so we had to come back the next night, and it was a big disappointment.
We were so built up for it. It was like our first night.
Eric Fellner had flown in specially, didn't he, to see the stunt, and it failed.
He'd come in
Then
a special chopper.
He went off. He went to sleep in a car.
She would have done anyway.
This is one of my favourite jokes, which happens a couple of times, that little ding, 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 ding. There, I love it.
This is a total Spielberg shot.
Very much.
Yes, with the
lights,
The
yeah.
lights, it's so good.
Because you think it's torches, but then you realise it's on their heads.
They're complete
No,
dorks.
They're dorks.
And the little blinding moment.
The
Again,
hair bunching up as well is quite...
considering we couldn't see anything, it was pretty well acted.
Yeah.
I think we were reacting to the light on our dead retinas rather than...
The Dead Retinas, what a great name for a band.
There's the Ford. Was it a Ford or a Crown? I don't know.
Crown, it was a Crown. Oh yeah, Ford.
Lovely.
This was out on a roadside in Santa Fe in the middle of the night.
In a few shots, the film gets a lot more expensive.
Yes.
Everything up until this point has only been $5,000.
This point is, super bad level, and now suddenly
It's mega bad.
Yeah.
I really hurt my hand doing this.
We could have shot the entirety of Shaun of the Dead for this scene now.
I was thinking before he comes out properly, he looks a bit like Greedo.
Yeah.
he does. He's
Now, that was something you kind of improvised on the night, wasn't it? That you
Yep.
did once, and then we had to try and...
Yeah.
Oh, really? And that becomes kind of a
Yeah.
running thing.
Look at him. I had a really funny feeling, excuse me, on the way back from the premiere if you're in America. I was driving home, well, I was being driven, and
God.
In a chariot.
Everyone settle in.
and I thought, I really miss Paul, and it was an odd feeling because I realised I'd never actually met him, but I had this feeling of not, because he hadn't been at the premiere and stuff, and I was going home and thinking, oh, he wasn't there tonight. Oh, Paul. Oh, I missed that guy.
It's true. I spent so much time on the animation. I really started to think.
Yeah.
My kids all know Paul. Even the babies, they can walk around going, Paul.
Yeah, Tilly doesn't like him. She sort of sees this picture and goes, no.
Oh.
She's
So
like,
it's
there's
too mainstream.
Yeah,
it's too
it's too much. It's too broad.
It's too broad.
Too much slapstick.
I like the
don't care
oilier
for that.
stuff.
Yeah.
The oilier stuff. Look at his eyes. They're amazing.
They did an incredible job. It took a good 7 months to get his eyes right.
I think at this point we should say the words double negative.
Yeah. Oscar-winning.
Oscar-winning double negative.
Double
They
negative.
did an incredible job.
I'd like everybody who has it in their power to make sure this little guy goes up for your consideration next year, because it's an amazing achievement.
300 or so animators worked on this, didn't they, Graeme?
Yep.
300.
Shut up, Naira.
Can't get a word in edgeways.
You're talking.
Now, me, Bill, and Nick, and Greg, and Naira, that's all of us here, basically, we shot a test scene years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Where Bill, you voiced Paul, didn't you?
I did. It was, it wasn't this scene. It was the scene where Nick is...
Oh, he wakes up.
waking
That's
up.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But that was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
Was that line about the station agent, do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox. I had to say it,
I
sorry.
think it was one word. Oh, here he comes.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Team Wolf 2.
The definition of suave. JB. J-Bay. I like to call everyone in that sentence J-Bay, by hey, that's you. Graymo.
Yeah, call me Nafo, don't you?
Naipa and Nafo. Nefo.
What was this, Greg? Was this piss?
Was it actual piss, Greg?
What would the film industry use?
I think Jason asked for it to be piss, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
very
yeah.
method.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That spit is obviously has to be red. So what did you do? Squirt water from a tube or something?
No, he just had water in his mouth, and
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
we lit it.
And there's the voice of an angel. Miss Sigourney Weaver.
Where was that, Greg? Was that a set?
This was a parking garage in Los Angeles.
Never been there.
Whose
Into a
space were we in?
bunker.
It's actually Sigourney's space.
Yeah.
When she goes to LA.
shoot at my house. I don't care.
It's like Tony
It's her,
Stark's.
it's her panic room.
Yeah. Her panic room.
Her panty room.
She does not need a panic room with that big gorilla in the house.
Now these
Guys?
little
Is this thing on?
guys, anybody? These little vignettes of when you see voice came later, and because we decided initially in the script you never saw anything of her until the end, but we decided that you needed to get something of her. So Greg, you went and did this without anyone being there, didn't you?
We did. We just pieced all those things together in one day. Very quickly shot them MOS, a bunch of little cutaways. I mean, it's something. It's a little technique.
There we go.
Now, this is the day where a SWAT team is outside right now because they arrested some guy.
A man who had committed a murder the
Murder.
week before, and he'd been on the
outside.
lam.
That's
yeah.
right.
And there was, so when we were shooting that, there was a police helicopter.
That's one of
and
my
all that stuff.
favourite shots. This is the one we did with...
Yeah.
Yeah, this scene.
So Bill, I guess you've been attached to this film longer than anyone other than myself and Nick. and
That's
Greg.
right.
You're part of the early team.
You're a friend of Paul.
Yeah,
since
it's been
day
about for a
one.
long time.
You came over.
Yeah, and
and-
it came out really good, too. It was cool. I remember when I did the table read, and you guys were like, hey, look, when you showed it to me, I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, but it's so weird to look at it now because it's so compared to what he became. It looks like Johnny Quest or something.
Yeah.
It's just
And
the
your guy-
animation is so
And your guys' looks were a little different, too.
A little bit.
Yeah. You guys had different looks.
I look like a sort of fugitive paedophile, and Nick looked like like Brian May.
like
Well,
I
you
look like 2.0.
You look like you're doing the passport photo later on.
Yes, that's exactly what I look like. That's where we got that.
a fugitive pedophile's mentor.
Manager.
I manage pedophiles. Where are we going? Who you're calling who? The police. Well, I should leave.
Look at that. Lovely roundhouse kick.
Good.
Yes, that happened
Yeah.
in the moment. That's Nick suddenly attacked the stand-in dummy for Paul. Amazing jiu-jitsu kick.
I kind of broke its jaw as well, didn't
really
I?
made
You kind of
laugh.
broke an incredibly expensive animatronic.
It rattled.
There was that whole thing about him getting pregnant because you touched his jaw. And then you see it in the film as like a goo that comes out of Paul's neck. But there was another bit that said about him, I'm pregnant now. or something
What we're
like
saying
that.
potentially that could be the sequel where
Clive has Paul's baby.
Paul has Clive's baby.
This was the first scene that we shot with Bill and Joe.
Yeah. On this night, Simon, you taught me how to make a proper
Cup of tea.
Cup of
You
tea,
did.
that's right.
God save the
Right.
Queen.
Yes. Yeah, shut him, child. so funny.
That was fun. It was not. This was like, I think this is the first time we'd done anything with anyone else. I think, was it? Because it felt just like, oh my god, well, this is it. Now we're into the film.
We shot on that road quite a bit, didn't we? That was the same road that we saw the car turning over on, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
lots of the chase stuff.
And you improvised that thing about Benny Hill, Bill, which
Yeah.
we kept in.
That was funny.
So you know Benny Hill?
Because growing up in Oklahoma, we thought he was the only British person.
Winston Churchill, Benny Hill.
Yeah.
I love that when you meet Haggard and O'Reilly, they're just so lovable and bumbling and kind of, they're playing games and I like considering what happens by the end of it.
They go totally dope. Yeah,
It's so mean.
It's quite an arc.
Like, it's the Marco Corleone arc.
Exactly, yeah, but in 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah.
And you guys work so well together. All this stuff was improvised. It's kind of, way to go, Dirty Harry.
I love
Well,
Joe's line here. Like a cold, I caught it.
Yeah, Joe's the best. I've been a fan of his since I was 15 in The State.
The State, yeah.
It was a huge thing for me growing up. So when I first met him on Superbad, I was like meeting one of your heroes. You
Yeah.
know, he was just huge.
He gave me the DVD of that when we were shooting, and I watched it. And I only knew him from Superbad and a few other little cameos that he'd done. And he's so amazing in Superbad. That cameo is so memorable.
You guys on MySpace?
Yeah, that's such a great line.
Yeah, I knew Joe socially from hanging out in New York with all the guys in the state and just basically hanging out at bars and going to see them perform at Fez and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was such a big show. That was a big show for me.
Predator.
And Joe
Nice.
was, of course, the voice of Paul while we were shooting.
Yes,
That's
he
right.
was.
Right.
We realized very quickly, well, we had talks about this before we started shooting, that we needed to somehow have a presence on set with us so that it could be more conversational and real and not just somebody reading in the lines like, Sheila, our script supervisor, or an AD. It had to be an actor. And Joe, it worked out so well because Joe's and Bill's scenes were separate from us for such a long part of the film that Joe was able to come in and be... O'Reilly and Paul are never actually in the same scene at the same time apart from at the farmhouse. So Joe was on set almost all of the time on his knees with little knee pads on, wasn't he, Naira? I said Naira.
He received those knee pads, didn't he? In a nice framed knee pad.
Don't just nod, say yes.
For those of you who can't see, Naira is nodding affirmative.
And and Joe was he was great. He took it very seriously. He would look at tapes of what Seth did in our rehearsals and pre-production and take on board Seth's decisions and improvs and bring them in and add to them. And then Seth later went on and took a bunch of Joe's improv lines and recreated them. It was a bizarre and really cool process.
Amazing, because it was exactly what we needed, was that little changeover from, Joe being so concerted about checking out Seth's stuff and then Seth taking on board what Joe had done so he could recreate it.
And take credit for it.
Yeah, exactly. I love this. Was in the script. It says Haggard steps out from the only man-shaped cactus on the landscape, and that is exactly what he does. It does a little wave.
We took the afternoon off after that, didn't we? as
Yeah,
well?
we did. Yeah.
I remember going out there and the guy telling me, like, we found a bunch of rattlers over here this morning. I was like, oh, good. And I get to stand out here all day. All right.
Weren't all those cacti bought in? No,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't grow like that in New
Yeah,
Mexico.
those are Hollywood.
Yeah, that's
prop
like
cactus.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, they came from the Acme cactus
Acme
factory.
Cactus Factory.
There's a little bit of a Looney Tunes influence on this film. Like, I think the Haggard's demise later in the film always struck me as
I
the
die?
classic. What?
Bill hasn't seen this, Greg. We're going to break him in gently.
Shit.
What?
Sorry, Bill.
What about the scene I filmed when he came back? Sorry.
Right.
You guys had trouble with this, didn't you?
Yeah, we started breaking, again, just because Jason Bateman's so, he's just that kind of dryness to Jason Bateman always was making me laugh. Just like the way he was just saying his lines was making me laugh. Yeah, like freaking fuck and stuff was just making us.
Remember we had a big conversation on the phone about casting of Zoyle, and I got very truculent about the fact that it needed to be somebody who was a credible threat and was a serious person and we kept getting a note, it has to be somebody funny, somebody relevant to the comedy audience, and I was very no, and then they said Jason's name and I kind of went, all right. Because I just thought, no,
But he does, he plays it. He really plays it.
Well, he's one of those few actors that can play it totally straight and yet be... I mean, you think of Arrested Development, he's like the straight guy in that show, and yet he is still one of the funniest characters.
Yeah, Jason is a really superb actor. I mean, he's fantastic in Juno. I rewatched that recently. His
Yeah.
performance is so good in that
And
movie.
Teen Wolf 2.
Oh my God, he's amazing in that.
Little House on the Prairie.
Wasn't there a Teen Wolf 2 rap gift for him?
Yeah, we bought him the Japanese poster.
Yeah. And signed it with wolf puns.
Lots of
Framed.
wolf puns.
I think I signed you're the second best thing in this.
Which is brilliant, considering I can't think of a single other thing in that film. Yeah. Now, this was a little gas station. Was it a real gas station, Greg?
Yep.
It was.
Yeah.
I've seen this gas station in another film fairly recently.
No,
Kind of
really?
a zombie apocalypse, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
I think you're lying.
This man was very handsome. That's the end.
That's the end of that comment.
He wooed the entire cast and crew.
He did.
Well, this was a case where we could have cast a comic in that role, and I'm glad we went with a really good straight character actor. His name is Mark Silverstone.
Yeah, that's right.
Mark and Joe, who was the cashier,
Joe Berryman.
Joe Berryman,
which is
who
actually
looks like he walked out of a Coen Brothers.
I was thinking he
Yeah,
looks a bit like...
or an eyebrow convention.
He looks a bit like Preston Lacey from MTV, from the Jackass series.
Yeah,
Jackass. Only we can say it like that.
Jackass.
That's how they say it in the Jackass.
From the Jackass series.
There's like a good Paul looks in sunlight.
Yeah,
His
he
CG
does.
characters always kind of look bad once light
I had a
comes out.
meeting with David Heyman, who produces all the Harry Potter films, who had shockingly been a producer on my first indie film, Day Trippers.
Love it.
And he said the hardest thing is a CG character in daylight, and you have a lot of daylight in your movie, big open expanses of daylight. So
Yeah.
good luck. And once again, Double Negative did an amazing job giving him real presence.
I mean, there are times when I see him and I really see Seth in his little eyebrow movements and stuff.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time studying the face cam. Seth wore this face cam that was kind of like a harmonica holder, like Bob Dylan at Newport thing, that just shot back at his face, and they really studied it, or I made them study it.
Now, this was something that actually happened to us on the road trip.
Yeah,
That went into the script.
we hit
A bird struck our vehicle.
Oh, I forgot that.
We didn't revive it and eat it though.
No, we just ate it.
This was on the same day. We don't mind eating dead birds. That's why it's so silly that Paul is so affronted by the idea of eating a dead bird when we eat chicken all the time.
Now, wasn't there something in the script? Didn't we write the waspish colour of the golden oriole?
It was got Oriole.
The hard part was there are all these laws against using trained birds in America. You can't. There are very few birds that will actually let you film. You can't film anything that is indigenous to the United States, except for few exceptions. And it wasn't going to work to have a chicken. To revive, have a chicken fly
They
at the
strike
windshield.
a chicken.
They strike a stray chicken.
It's weird that you can't use a...
New. There's a funny story behind this scene. We kind of ummed and ahed about it for a long time during the production, whether it was one of the first jokes we wrote, and it's a great sort of trailer moment, but we kind of started to sway towards not having it in there because we felt like it arrested the pace, but then eventually it just went in.
At the very last second, actually.
And it kind of works because it breaks up the bird eating and the...
Yeah, I think it's a nice transition from their shock at Paul.
We did that thing where he really hated it, then we saw it and we said, no, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you know.
Look at his little chest. You can see his intercostal muscles moving. That's what I think is amazing about this.
Yeah, all the stuff that happens in your peripheral vision is just incredible.
Look, I can't.
The weird soft focus stuff is just crazy.
The way he's breathing, you see his ribs appear and his... I don't think... You know what really annoys me is when you people comment on something they've seen and they go, oh, it's just so shit. You know, like, when you realise the work that goes into this kind of stuff and the detail and the thought, or this... What was it called? Specularity or something? Or
Yeah, that's sort of the reflectiveness of the relative reflectiveness of skin, and yeah, I mean, you know, for someone to say, well, that doesn't look real. That's, well, what are you going to compare it to?
Yeah. I did read somewhere someone was saying that we'd taken the easy way out by doing CG.
Yes, a
You
year and a
prefer
half
someone
of
in a costume?
Now, a couple of people have said to me about... Now, I've never seen American Dad. I don't know what they're talking about.
No, I've
but
never seen it.
Do you know who Roger the Alien is?
only from comments online.
Yeah.
Is it apparent it's an alien that's like Paul? That's
I looked at a YouTube clip, and he talks like Paul Lynde. Do you know who Paul Lynde was? He was an American comic who was always the center square on Hollywood Squares.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a fun shot, because I remember you talking me through this, Greg. Concern? Not concerned. So
Less
more
concerned?
freaked out?
10% more concerned?
A little more freaked out? She's saying what? Really concerned.
That is
There it
great.
was.
Great direction. And magic.
Now this was a real RV park, not Pearly Gates, but we shot there for a few days.
We're going to
didn't
see a nice mural coming up that a lovely girl called Ruth, who works in Big Talk,
we?
did,
One
right?
of our Big Talk family, yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the
Sewell.
development bods. And she drew it, and it's on the wall. Very good it is, too.
And she draws hilarious cartoons.
Yeah.
And there's the beginning of the introduction of Ms. Kristen Wiig playing Ruth Buggs.
Just like to point out at this point that Naira Park is still here. Naira, how are you? How's it going?
She's curled up on
Good.
the floor.
That's good.
Oh, I've been meaning to ask you, was it intentional to quote Sean with the line, "There's a girl out there"?
It wasn't actually. It wasn't a moment of self-referentiality. It was just after a while you just repeat yourself as a writer.
Because I love that, but we've never actually discussed that.
There's a girl. Well, in Shaun of the Dead, there's
It's a
girl-
slightly different, yeah.
in the girl
Yeah.
in the garden. In the garden, there's a girl. No, it wasn't supposed to be, but it did strike me when I watched it. It's a bit similar. And she's also dressed a little bit like Mary in a little denim skirt.
It's funny, Kristen Wiig, you put her in those glasses, and she's still just awesome and beautiful.
Smoking Yeah. hot.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
She had a
as
real
hell.
problem with this. I remember her getting the giggles so badly, and it was impossible to keep a straight face because she's so. Her laughter is so infectious. She really lost it. She was crying. I remember, just wiping the tears from her eyes.
Her eye.
Wiping the tears from her one good eye.
Well, I'll be by in the morning to get your money. So have a pleasant.
So she was half blind when we shot this.
Yes.
Yeah, she'd seen half of that sunset.
She was lovely.
He's Mario.
I love David Arnold's beautiful sort of English folk song that he wrote for this.
The love theme.
The love theme for Graeme and Ruth.
Look, I love her little feet going into these grubby slippers.
I threw that in for Tarantino.
Yeah. I like that's a very enigmatic shot of John Carroll Lynch there in the doorway.
I didn't know that was John Carroll Lynch.
Yeah.
Who directed this?
I don't know.
Now, John, that is his introduction to the film. He's a wonderful actor.
Great guy. Zodiac.
Oh, he's scary in that movie.
I saw him in something the other day. He was suddenly on. What was it? I can't remember.
Shutter Island?
Yes! Look at him. Can you see the fire in his eyes? See the actual fire reflecting in his eyes?
So cool.
And also the lust.
Yeah,
Lust
the
of
Nick.
Lust.
Yeah.
Now, originally, when we first started doing this scene in the performance capture studio with Seth, it was a much more protracted mime that you saw Paul like doing unspeakable things with multiple phalluses, and in the end we found it funnier if it was on Clive watching Paul rather than on Paul just doing a porno mime. You can see him now. He's just got a schlong in his hand. It's all right, isn't it, Universal?
No, you were right.
And there was a big long, in the script originally there's this big speech about how everyone's bi on his planet and that humans are really stupid because they get so scared of their own sexuality and it's just all about having fun. It was basically a big manifesto for bisexuality, wasn't it? I don't know where it came from.
Well, I know where it came from. I had some new experiences shooting this movie. It was fantastic. A lot of explaining to my wife.
It was a party.
It was a big party.
Here we go. Here he is.
This is the man.
This is the man. This,
What was this like, Greg?
well, first, you guys should tell the story about how this all came to be, that Spielberg's voice is in the film.
Well, we were working on Tintin and we told Stephen about the film.
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg. About the film and that, there was this idea that he'd been calling Paul over the years and Steven Spielberg said, oh, maybe I could be in it. And we were like, okay then. But the whole thing just grew out of that. I mean, the Raiders of the Lost Ark sort of warehouse was Dineg's idea, wasn't it?
I think I suggested
Was
it to
it
them,
you?
and then they made it look really good. Yeah, and directing him, I got so scared because we had multiple cameras on Seth, and I had to wait until all the special effects people told me we could go because we were doing this audio recording, and every time we did an audio recording with Seth, we'd always have many cameras for animation reference purposes. And I missed the high sign to say action, so I forgot to call action for Steven Spielberg. And finally he just looked at me and said, Can I start?
And then you died inside.
I died inside, but then I gave him some direction, and it improved his performance.
He took
I
it.
like the
Yeah, he took
note or one of the stage directions on this part of the script was Graeme and Clive dancing. It is the first time they've ever danced.
And you guys nailed that. You totally nailed
That
it.
was the day I broke my hand.
It was. I remember you were in a
Terrible.
Oh, this is the day you burned your hand.
a lot of pain.
Terrible
Yeah.
idiot.
Nick fought through an enormous amount of pain,
Well, I'd gone blind, and
and now it
You were all clammy, and I remember you
I
had
did.
this sweat on you
I
because
was
you were in so
very
much pain.
white
And the
pale.
Vicodin was like coursing through, trying to keep you level. It was incredible. And they made you a special cast, didn't they?
yes, they did.
A removable
That was the last
cast,
thing we
yeah.
shot in Santa Fe.
That's our last shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is. Oh.
That wasn't, it was us waking up.
Yeah.
Oh, that was shot in the studio.
Steven Spielberg said to us when he was shooting that thing that he never meant E.T. to be a Christ metaphor, and that there was nothing, his healing wasn't supposed to be some sort of messianic thing. Because we got him saying messianic, which he agreed to say, but he said, you know what, I never really meant that, which is interesting.
Saw dancing around the RV last night, right?
We're going to have a bit more Oscar Wright designed T-shirt action in a second, right, Nora?
Yeah.
Indeed.
There she is.
There she is, still here.
That big teapot.
Thanks
The
for coming,
dormouse.
despite the throat infection.
Hashtag bullshit.
Here it is.
There it is, Oscar Wright.
There it is.
Who, if you've got any of other DVDs featuring Nick and myself, you'll see Oscar also did the plot holes on Shaun of the Dead, and he also did, and Hot Fuzz, and he also did the Danny's Flick book, and he's done the closing credits on this film. Oscar's
He's the real deal.
he's the real deal. He's a more high quality Wright than his schlocky brother. Hey.
And here he is.
Oh, I mean that bad again.
Now, Joe Latrullio was actually in this bathroom, wasn't he, doing the lines off
Yeah,
while...
'cause he would sit on the toilet and pretend to do a poo,
That's right.
which made us laugh.
She really pounds that door. I really
they
feel her pain.
They amped it up as well in the sound edit because she's quite a delicate bird, is Kristen. She'd probably break her arm.
In his own image.
Oh, his own image. Well,
Now here we go with the thread,
Oh, bang.
the fainting thread, where everyone that sees Paul passes out.
Wig took a good fall there.
She
She
did
did.
do a good fall.
I like his little face when he says, "Well, just wrap her up in a rug or something." He looks like.
kidnapping a Christian, that's worse than harboring a fugitive. Yeah, but she's seen you. Even then she's gonna call the police. Shit, no one's gonna believe this God-bothering Cyclops. Let's just dump her on the road. Just roll her up in the rug. No, we can't.
Yeah, a little bit of guilt about it.
He really just to check if it's okay what he just said. I like the idea of Paul, the fact that he just wears those little cargo pants and flip flops.
And that's what they gave him, too.
Yeah, and also that he has a CND tattoo on his arm, which Dina came up with.
Whenever I see this bit, I say to Nara, bed knobs and broomsticks.
Yeah. That's,
I did when we were doing this, because a lot of this was done with fishing wire and mix of CG. I really felt like I was making a film from another time.
Look, this is what I look like in the test.
Oh, yeah.
oh shit.
Morning.
I like the way he says morning back, like he just gets caught so unawares. This was fun to film. The chasing thereof.
John Carroll Lynch is a great actor and he's good people.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
Do you remember when he got sick at your house? We were watching Invasion of the
That's
Body
right.
Snatchers.
That's right.
And we were watching, after you cooked us a great Sunday...
roast, no,
What
a
you're saying
lovely
is
roast
Nick
lamb.
poisoned him.
Yeah, I think Nick poisoned
No, I think
Nick,
we would have all been sick.
Nick made great Sunday roast, which was awesome, and then we watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
And John
got sick.
He brought round a big box of fireworks, though, because it was the 4th of July, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
we let them off in your garden with
that's
Joe
right.
and Kristen.
Oh, that's
right.
why I wasn't there, because I went home that weekend. Damn. I would point out that amazing shot of the drawing flying through the air was all CG.
Was it all CG?
Oh, wicked.
Where am I?
We spent a lot, because we were all living in Santa Fe, we all spent a lot of time with each other
Just hanging out, making dream catchers.
We went to a rodeo.
We did good.
We went to the rodeo de Santa Fe, and it was so funny because we all dressed up like cowboys, and Bill, who's from where the real cowboys come from, was just like, he just refused to. Showed up. I grew up with this shit.
I'm not going to go up and
Bill,
put on your nice little cowboy hats.
I remember you saying that, and I go, okay, obviously not going to pursue that.
I was like, no, you guys. No.
I'm
you
not
guys
gonna
look like
dress
my
like this.
relatives. But that was a blast. That was so much fun.
I can't forget that. The next day, Nick had a big barbecue at his place.
And
I was so hungover.
It was the most hungover I've ever seen you.
Oh man, I was like throwing up in his toilet.
You
I
went home?
I did go home.
I didn't get home until 6 a.m. and then had to get up at 10 o'clock to cook 40 racks of ribs.
God.
And you went dancing that night, didn't you?
I did, yes, and got into a bit of trouble and had to make a high-speed escape in a rickshaw, pedalled by a girl that must have weighed 40 pounds.
Do you remember when me, you, and Joe went to that bar and
my
the guy gave us the shots?
The jalapeno.
This guy gave
tequila.
us shots because I think the local girls were coming over and talking to me and Joe because they recognized us and stuff, and these guys were getting angry and they go, hey, here's some shots in the house. And we went, all right. And it was just pure jalapeno sauce.
Yeah, with tequila
With
as well.
tequila. They had to give us milk because it burnt.
Yeah, we were
burnt our
drinking
mouth.
out of milk cartons and like holding ice cubes in our mouths.
Oh,
and then the
God.
next day, it was like passing molten guacamole.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Molten moly.
Molten moly.
Multiple.
Which is
This is my first. This is me and Joe's first shot.
There was a really funny bit in.
First day.
I think it's in the bloopers when you bang your head.
I do smack my head. Yeah. I think that was my very first shot. I hit my head and I was like,
You would like
"Sorry,
putting your
Greg."
head through the. I thought, why did you use it?
What does Joe touch there with a pencil that makes him want to spit it out?
He licks the
licks
tip
the-
of his pen.
Right.
But you would do that with a pencil, not with a pen.
And I remember,
forgivings.
Greg, remember I showed up with long hair and they cut it and then you were like, more. Remember
Yeah.
you kept on coming back going, shorter. Get off on my hair.
What did Jason keep calling you? Ansel.
Yeah.
Ansel Allen.
More concerned.
I remember Nick and me and Minnie, my dog, were sat outside watching this scene on the monitors, just thinking, we have scored so high with you three. It was, and John as well, this whole scene, we were just sat there just thinking, we were big shit-eating
I think
grins
there
on
was
our
a
faces.
certain amount of fear as well on our parts. I remember you and I saying, God, we've really got to up our game.
Yeah, there was. It was like we
Oh
can't.
my God, no way. We were doing the opposite thing inside going, can you believe we're working with these guys?
It was like
They're from the UK. They know how to speak English.
I think Simon and I may have actually had a serious conversation about it at one point.
yeah, we said we've really got to
God,
act
every day,
better.
man, we've really got to come in and bring our
game.
game every day.
This was the scene after which Naira put me on a special diet.
Naira, who's still here, incidentally. If you can.
You don't need to sweep up, Naira. You should put the headphones on.
Naira, confirm or deny, my food was flown in from LA weekly.
It's true.
You're tired of green chilies and...
I love this scene.
I love his flick there, as if to say that was the greatest joke in the world.
This is so sweet, this scene. We had a big, not an argument at all, we had a discussion about how long Nick's head should be on the steering wheel into the next scene of Ruth and Graeme, because it's so funny, just hearing,
This was up at the ski bowl.
Is this
right.
Taos? Or...
Santa Fe.
It's the
outside.
Santa Fe Mountains.
We're about 10,000 feet here. This was the first scene you shot as well with Kristen, wasn't it?
we didn't use any of that because we shot it.
We
It's
reshot
all
it.
breathy and...
Yeah. Well, we shot it on a platform, didn't we, to try and get some sort of... Why did we shoot it on a platform?
Because we were going to green screen, change some of the
that's
background.
right.
It was something ultimately. Our budget limitations kind of were stopping us.
That's right.
Now, where our unit base was here, we had bears a couple of nights, didn't we? Because we were
Yeah,
so
we did.
high up in the mountains.
Black
Yeah, they
bears,
came
yeah.
up to Video Village. They gave me some notes.
What did they say?
They helped the scene.
Oh, good.
Can you have more bears in it? I think was the main...
Yeah.
More honey in this.
The alien should be a bear.
In fact, I got just someone for the heart. Always speaking like that. No, this is the first. Either this or one of the days we were up here was the first day me and Joe and Kristen had hung out together a lot because we were just talking about poo. I remember it was like the second day.
That's Joe's kind of icebreaker always.
Talking about different. It was because we were drinking that chlorophyll to cope with the altitude and it made your poo green. Here
Can
we
I
go.
say it is a great icebreaker because we all do it.
Yeah,
you know?
everyone does it.
Yeah. Except girls.
Kristen doesn't.
Yeah.
Actually, some of her poo stories were the worst.
Yeah.
I can drink.
She did some funny stuff here. the whole thing of her making up the swearing came quite late to the script. Ruth didn't really have a third act, even, you know, as we approached the final shooting draft, and we rethought her character, and because once she'd sort of like seen Paul and had her kind of world blown apart a little bit, she didn't really do anything. She was more sort of passive, and we thought it'd be funnier if she actually, if we explored what would happen if you suddenly everything changed for you. So that whole swearing thing came out of that, and she just grabbed it with both hands. It was so funny.
Well, it was such a good part of the, you know, I mean, Paul's this guy who is a catalyst for change around him, and gets these characters to open up their eyes a bit to the world. And what's so great about how Kristen played it was that she actually clearly, it's against her character to swear and smoke pot and be a sex fiend. Her character is extremely sweet.
You say character, obviously.
Yes, character.
And Kristen in real life, oh boy, oh boy, oh no,
So
no, I have to work with her every week. Oh no, oh, I'm joking.
So her ineptitude is extremely funny.
Well, she's like
doing
a
all these
baby,
things.
isn't she? I mean, she's born again in a weird, ironic way, and she's like a sort of finding out all this new stuff, and she came up with some of the funniest. Baby boners was one of the funniest swear words, but we didn't.
We ended up not using it. Yeah.
That's in the bank, though. We
That
can
is
have
in
that.
the
We
bank.
can use it. You don't want to lose something like that.
When you see our next film, Baby Boners, you'll know where that came from.
They're babies, and they've got boners. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they're baby boners. 3D.
It would have to be really. That's a
See,
C.
she
That's
looks
CG.
hot right there. I think she looks good with the.
She always
with
looks
the
hot.
eye.
With the wonky eye. Yeah.
Oh. Now, it was actually a note came in from the studio late on in the process. We were already in Santa Fe, and I remember
Said
Naira,
more
you were
bears.
That was a good day.
you were scared telling us. What did you have to tell us, Naira?
She can't even do it now.
Come on.
No, that was not a good day. I've blanked it.
This was all because we'd already had some changes, and they were all good, to be honest. But when they happened, we were like, "What? No, we don't want to look more normal." And Clive's and Graham's look was very odd originally, and we dialed it down a little bit. And then they also suggested that Ruth be healed earlier than she was in the original script, which was at the end when Paul says goodbye. And our initial reaction was, "What?" And then it made such sense that, you know, Paul actually gets her on side by giving her eye back. It was, I think, one of the best notes they gave us.
Yeah, and it really sets it up for what things that happen later in the film.
Yeah.
It was a very sad.
So thank you,
Who did
Universal.
all these drawings?
It was Jason Brahill.
And
Battle.
Battle.
and Jim Murray.
Yeah.
Jim
There were two
Murray.
different artists who did the different. One did the sketches and the other did the Jelva covers and paintings that are. They're all great. It was very important to me that Graeme be a talented artist. That we know that he's got
Yeah.
gifts and imply that also that Clive is a very good writer. These guys need just a nudge.
And Jim and Jason did all the artwork for Spaced. They were Tim Bisley as well, so it's some thematic
This
relevance.
is the day I found out that you were a father, Simon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we were shooting this.
Oh, how funny.
All the car stuff with me and Joe was kind of shot on the
So that
same
was July the
day,
1st.
right?
Yeah.
It was all the same day. And that's when we found out.
Yeah.
Tilly was born.
I called up Nick and
Hello.
said, "Nick, it's a girl."
That's right. you
There was a
did.
bunch of us
exciting.
who are all I was expecting, me and
Yeah.
my wife, and
Greg was
Greg
expecting.
expecting twins, and our second AD was expecting someone. It was a lot of.
Yeah, Ryan, and also Viet on the effects team.
That's
was,
right,
yeah.
He had a baby. It was a very fertile titty farting.
Yeah. And we were all going at it.
Music's fun, you just gotta pick your moment.
I took a week off, and it was all scheduled in, and it worked out rather beautifully in the end.
I think you still owe me a dinner for looking after Minnie.
Yeah, Nick took care of my dog, who
Well, I tried to.
I didn't actually mention is in the film at the beginning, just being carried by Gabby Chazen, who's Liza Chazen, one of our producer's daughters, dressed as Princess Leia. Go back to the beginning and have a look at that.
Yeah.
You have the wig in the office, don't you?
Yes, I
The
do.
dog's wig.
The dog-
I sometimes
the-
put it
the-
on my
the dog wig.
chin when you're not around.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
a
do.
layer beard.
Look a bit like Lincoln.
Now, one of the most frequent tweets I've received in response to this film from people that have seen it is, and I've seen it like 4 or 5 times, is people have said, "Did I enjoy the film? You bet your big fat cock I did."
Yeah.
Which I think's lovely.
Uh-oh. What's that?
They
Oh,
are.
my... They hit a van like that earlier at the little... Ellie.
What?
So now I have to give credit where credit's due here. Frustratingly, one of the jokes in the film that has been most commented on by people that have seen it is this use of the Cantina Band music, which was Greg's idea.
Yeah. Are they friends of yours, Greg?
This was my one idea.
It was the best one, though.
They're a local Western swing band in New Mexico.
Yola Tango.
And the funny thing is, when I told them they had to learn the song, they said, "Oh, we played that at a wedding for a Star Wars freak." They knew it.
No way.
Oh, that's cool.
Interestingly, I was, and no word of a lie, was talking to Paul Hirsch last week, who'd edited Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, and he said that as a placeholder back in the day when he did Star Wars, he put in a Benny Goodman tune from a live album, which is very, very similar to what eventually was in there.
Oh, really?
And it was the thing that persuaded Lucas to kind of to have a jazz tune in there rather than anything else. And he played it to me on his phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw your tweet. Was it Avalon? Was that the song?
Yeah, Avalon, that's right,
Yeah.
by Benny Goodman.
I grew up in a big swing jazz household because that's my dad's era, and I love that music.
He showed me things.
This was our last day of filming.
Yeah, this was the scene that kept getting bumped because we kept running out of time to shoot it, and I thought we were just going to eventually have to do it with puppets. And
which is essentially what Joe and Bill were, really.
Yeah, we're just
Meat puppets.
We were meat puppets, right?
All that stuff with the hitting you came up with on the day, didn't you?
Yeah,
That sort of...
yeah, smacking each other.
Yeah.
Shooting this fight scene we're about to see was the funniest thing, because Keckner was absolutely hilarious all the time.
He's a great comedy fighter. We missed one of the great lines from Jesse, just for speed, because Ruth actually goes back and hits Gus in the balls as well. And Jesse said...
Sailors in landlocked Wyoming.
Yeah, I love that. Jesse said, "Ow, my balls," which is from Idiocracy.
This was a little joke, wasn't it? Because there's always sailors.
Yeah.
well,
in a big bar fight.
There's a huge bar fight in 1941, the Spielberg film, which I think is very underrated.
Yeah, it is underrated.
It's a fantastic movie, and there's tons of sailors in that.
Yeah. Someone actually says, "Sailors."
Yeah. Yeah. We have Keckner saying, "Shit, sailors."
Yeah. What's been nice is that a few people have picked up on that fact that why would there be sailors in landlocked Wyoming, and then we actually do say our sailors. Here he comes. Steven Seagal line.
It's probing time.
Nice. Oh.
That was a genuine roadhouse that we filmed at, and someone, as we were filming this, someone drove past and shouted, "Nuke Hollywood."
That's right, they did.
They shot wild hogs there, I think.
That's right.
And
Yes.
they were really, the town did not like
were sick of
film
it.
crews.
That's because the wild hogs triumphed were really mean, apparently.
Yeah.
That's just conjecture, I don't think it's true.
I hear lawyers.
Your mother-in-law and father were here, weren't they?
That's right. Big Vernon and Trudy were here on this day. Oh, why does it have to be bikes? Rolf's RV.
We had big discussions about this. Only an idiot would do that line, because I was determined that it just hang in the air, but the consensus was that we needed to qualify the reason they stop in Prospect is, anyway, you know what I'm saying.
What did you think about that line, Naira?
Well, how about hot chocolate and bed?
Oh, she's like a little girl.
She's hiding inside the piano. Come out.
She's clambered into the piano to go to sleep.
Come out. It's okay.
You weren't
No,
on.
you come all the way to New
Look,
York.
Ruth's turned her
Oh, there we
t-shirt
go.
inside out.
There we go.
And cut a nice V.
As a kind of.
This happened off screen.
That's because
Somewhere along the
Nancy
line.
Steiner, who's our fantastic costume designer, had this idea that Ruth gradually became more sexy and more sort of modern as she went on. So she cut her t-shirt
I
up.
remember this shot was cool. We did this a couple of times of the pulling up of the cars. It was very,
But to studio
Spielberg.
filmmakers out there,
Yeah.
it's one of those classic, one of those shots that was, of course, 3 times as long, and we just lopped off the front of it because you got to keep moving.
Yeah, pace.
It's a comedy. Pace.
Now, when I show them the picture of Paul here, it was daylight out.
Yeah.
remember?
Oh my
And
God.
they put a tent around us to make it dark.
This is
Remember
the
that?
only time I ever saw Greg.
This right. Oh, is it? No.
It's when they, because it's when they
their
kissed.
reverse.
Yeah.
Their reverse is this
That
is
one.
this is day. That's like it's full blown.
We shot all night, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was hard. That was a location we originally scheduled for 3 days that we had to crash into 2, and that was just crazy
But
hard.
wasn't that the night when that was the only time I ever saw you approaching stressed out was when it was getting late and Bill was doing his Universal Executive. Hey, what's this? Is this does this belong to me?
Do I own this?
Do I own this?
Is this mine?
I think I did a...
Bill, please.
Yeah.
Please stop doing that.
Not now, Bill.
Are these
Not
all
now, Bill.
ours? And he always left in a helicopter.
Yeah. Hey, I own this, right?
Yeah, like a little like ladder came
And you were
down. He's like,
standing on
anyway, bye.
And you were going walking on that plane going, this is a big psych, right? I can't touch it. It's so far away.
Background. How far away is that thing?
Yeah, he always thinks he's on a stage. So this is all real. This is great.
Like the dumbest, richest man in the world. Now, this little town of Las Vegas, New Mexico, was where they shot a lot of stuff, right?
No Country for Old Men.
No
Yeah.
Country and
And-
Red Dawn and...
Isn't this where the
And
pharmacy...
Easy Rider. The reason I put Easy Rider on the marquee along with Duel is that we shot right on the block where they meet Jack Nicholson's character.
That's right, it was a courthouse just up the road.
There's a little fire station. There's just a few doors down where they shot a bunch of scenes.
This is where
And
the
we-
pharmacy exploded as well, isn't it, in No Country?
Oh, yeah, it was like
We-
this next street over, wasn't it, when he puts the thing in the...
Yeah.
And we also stayed in that hotel that's from where they had the chase.
That's
in No
right,
Country
yeah,
for
yeah.
Old Men.
Where Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson meets
Where we
Sugar.
checked in was where, the little cat with the milk and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It was
And you,
really
me and Joe
good.
sat in the lobby, and do you remember, because we couldn't take Minnie in the bar, so you, me and Joe...
We sat out and drank.
Until about 2 in the morning.
Just talking about movies.
We
It
had
was
a
awesome.
lot of fun the nights we hung out in the bar.
We did, didn't we?
Stayed out way too late for shooting nights. That was the only time I think we really
That's right.
probably pushed it too hard, but we had so much fun.
Wasn't there talk of a ghost in one of the rooms?
No,
Yeah.
Kristen was convinced that her chair was haunted.
Oh, wow.
Right.
But Harmony Carrigan, who runs my website, she came out for a set visit, and we sort of took her out for an evening, and it ended up with me, Joe, and Kristen just absolutely bladdered in that bandstand, just falling around. I don't know what she must have thought of us. Making
She still
fools
runs
of-
your site,
She still
so-
runs the site, bless her, Harmony. We love you.
As you can see there, we're burning baguettes.
Drew a beautiful picture of you. Do you remember?
She did. Oh, yeah, with a cigarette.
She's an
Memo.
amazing
Yeah,
artist.
She's very good.
Kristen really kills this joke so hard. She's
Yeah.
so funny in this.
Didn't we lose? We lost the night in this as well, didn't we? We had to come back
This
and
scene,
shoot
we,
this.
we had to shoot just Paul's plates, basically. We shot this entire scene from, I'd say, about 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. one night, very, very quickly. It was quite challenging.
We shot part of it at the studio, didn't we? And part of it
Yeah.
in the woods. By
Yeah,
the
we shot
basin.
all of Paul's plates for him to, but you guys were super heroes that night. You had to work after a really, really long day of doing these scenes of dying and so forth.
Oh, that's right.
Come and
Oh, we'd done
be
the whole
hilarious
thing.
in Smoke Pond here.
We'd done the whole goodbye, hadn't we? I remember because this was after me and Kristen had been making out for like an hour. And we came back and we were all like sheepish, like,
Right.
that was weird. Because we know each other really well by then.
You're right.
No, I just don't like talking about it.
Oh, you don't have
She
to.
spat in my mouth.
Oh.
She released a spider into my mouth from her mouth. Didn't. I'm not going to say it. It was about an eel.
I have to say, I don't want to go there. My heart sank a little bit when I saw the Red Band trailer before the movie came out, because they put most of this scene with Kristen in, and I know it's because it's a major selling point, because it's an amazing thing. But there's one of the heartbreaking things about marketing is that you sometimes have to blow your best bits, and I think Kristen is so good in this scene. It's a shame they had to put it in the trailer. And Sigourney and Paul.
She's good in it all, though.
Yeah,
There's
she's
another
amazing.
98 and a half minutes of great
in an
stuff.
ideal world, you wouldn't have trailers. People would just go and see the film and be surprised by every moment, but that just isn't the way the world works.
It's a shame. Well,
she was
Roger Moore. She was very nice.
Now, originally in the script, there was this whole thing that we all fainted at the same time because Paul, we started to get stoned with Paul because he had that thing E.T. had where, like, Elliot felt what he felt. and
Yeah.
What did you call in the script? Projective empathy?
Projected empathy, yeah. And we couldn't, we just got lost in the end, and we didn't use it.
Now, look how good
Look at that.
Paul looks right there. That's crazy.
Do you remember in the...
Little rib cage.
Do you remember when one of the first trailers that was knocked up, they put a fart noise over Paul there? And he stretched and went... We were like, please don't
Why?
do that.
I still see online people say there's a fart joke in the movie. There's not a fart joke.
I've got to say, I don't think humanity will move forward until we get over the fact that we all
funny.
fart. I don't think
Yeah,
we
that's
can.
what's- yeah.
We can't evolve any further until we just get over it.
That's a good point, actually, Nick.
Truer words have never been spoken ever.
Now, this Kristen waking up here.
Oh, hello.
Laurie Dillon,
Hello.
my driver
Yeah.
in Santa Fe, who was lovely, lovely Laurie.
Let me tell you, mate, she's driving me crazy.
She was an actress, stroke stunt woman, stroke teamster, stroke everything. She'd been a firewoman, everything. She's amazing, and she drove me and Minnie into work every day, and read for that part of the sexy lady and got it.
Why did you keep saying stroke in the middle of all?
Yeah.
You say slash.
The inside of my thighs.
We don't say stroke.
Oh yeah, you say slash. It says a lot about America, Bill.
Right.
The little cowboy.
Who was in that? Who was in that cowboy?
Tanner.
Tanner. That's
Darren's
right.
son. Our stunt
My
coordinator.
stunt coordinator's son
Yeah.
was... Because we couldn't afford to render an entire cowboy outfit.
But
We're not Avatar.
aren't we?
No.
D-Neg, that did some amazing stuff there with the muscles in his head, because that was just Tanner with a mask on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
A weird look for me.
Trust me.
Now this
Football practice.
was a
Robert.
Robert. Kristen did a thing initially in the campfire scene when we all faint. She sits up again and looks around and then falls back to sleep. Well, no, she doesn't. She gets up to leave. But that little sit-up she does there was a repeat of that.
I like the way Jason's hair is all messy when he knocks at our RV.
He's a professional bedhead, isn't he, Jason?
Well, no, I mean, after being in with Laurie, it's like,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
like he's-
Zoyle
like she's-
and her had had a little rumble.
She dragged him in and molested him.
That extra at the back really milks it when she comes out covering her eyes from the sun.
Oh, well, it's a very sunny day today. Perhaps I should cover my eyes.
J. Todd Anderson.
There he
the guy
is.
Who, the Coen Brothers, or
yep.
storyboard artist, works with the Coen Brothers.
J. Todd's a fantastic guy.
He's
Yeah.
the guy who gets shot in the back by Peter Stormare in Fargo, right?
Yep.
Ah.
He has a hilarious take as he drives by the murder scene and stares at them terrified.
Yeah. And
There's
this is in
52-year-old Keith Nash.
and this was all shot in Albuquerque.
Yeah, there's a little comic book shop in Albuquerque, although some of the reverses we had to shoot in Las Vegas, Mexico. We had to mix it
So
up.
the exterior is Las Vegas.
But Brett, who gave you the nut shot, do you remember?
Oh, that was terrifying.
Kicked
Yeah, I
you
had
right in the
this
balls.
strap. I had a strap that I had a stand on that lifted right up, like just mere inches from my balls, and he had to run up and kick me, and the strap was supposed to stop his foot.
Oh, so it wasn't just you wearing
But
a
it
carpet?
didn't. No.
Did he get you in the balls?
He got, yes, but it could have been a lot worse. The strap did hold.
But you've got
it was
notoriously
terrifying.
low balls, though, haven't you?
I have very low balls.
Low and leathery.
Yes, they're right at my ankles.
Low leathery
You kind
sack.
of just lifted them up into spot.
It's a frightening thing to see you naked from behind when you reach down for something. You just see them swinging.
I always have to wear pants.
Oh, it's also
See?
ball hammock.
Yeah, ball hammock.
Ball
hammock
is.
Ball hammock is balls. Ball hammock is Jane Eyre in ball hammock. So this is like one of those first things where I got to you get to do a sequence which is like 2 or 3 different locations where I shoot at them and chase them out, and then you 2 months later shoot the rest of it. I've never done that.
Wasn't this one of the hottest days, Greg? When you have to have like
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
giant
yeah, it was
aircon
horrible.
pumping
Terrible.
hell thing.
That was actually the interior of the shop that was on that high street, wasn't it? It's not a
Yeah,
studio.
that direction is Albuquerque and the other direction is New Mexico.
I didn't notice that little bead of
Bead
Las
of
Vegas.
sweat, yeah.
Oh, I love the bead of sweat.
Now, I'm just going to try and bring Naira in for a second, but Naira, am I right in thinking that while you were producing this, you were also producing Scott Pilgrim in Toronto?
That is true.
You have like a billionaire Mars, don't you?
And actually, when you were shooting this, we were shooting the final fight sequence in Scott Pilgrim in the Chaos
Really?
Theatre with Jason Schwartzman.
Please stop
Wicked.
going on about Jason Schwartz.
J. Todd.
I could probably play J. Todd in a film. Scott Pilgrim, there is.
There's a lot of Scott Pilgrim stuff at Comic-Con and knocking around, and a lot of stuff from Image Comics as well. Robert Kirkman, the Walking Dead author, and
Good egg.
his team are in Comic-Con and gave us a lot of stuff. I'm wearing an Invincible T-shirt.
Andy
and,
Coombs there and Ryan Otley.
Ryan
Yes,
Otley, yeah.
This is a good time.
I like that.
I like that we had an idea. Yeah, right here where he kicks me. This was terrifying.
Hurry Up, Butt Horns, which is a reference to...
Yeah. Oh.
Yow!
Scary.
Butt Horns was from that Gary Busey thing, Bulletproof, that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
We've just been watching it online, and he calls everyone, hey, Butthorn.
Hey, Butthorn.
So we nicked that.
Meatball sandwiches. From Point Break.
Yeah. God, this is a good damn.
I'm gonna go get a meatball sandwich. This was the day after we hung out too late at the hotel. I remember being incredibly hungover doing this and being like, of course, we have to run, and I have to get a gun shoved in my face.
You look a little pale,
I
actually.
love the fact here, Bill, when you get into the car, and I think, does your earpiece come out slightly and you just adjust it, and Greg kept it in, and I think it's really nice.
This is when Haggard's just starting to turn, really.
Also, Haggard, we had the thing, he doesn't like to shoot, he doesn't know how to shoot.
Yeah, he screams.
Yeah, he screams every time he shoots, and then at the end, when he goes full-blown evil,
he just does
fine.
it.
Yeah.
He's like a killing machine.
Now tell me which way the little green guy went.
Northeast.
I love Jason's line straight home now. Yeah.
I like it when Joe says, I got mine.
Yeah.
I got mine.
That's Joe's comedy genius right there in that space between Bill and Jason.
It's worth pointing out that because of the nature of all our lives all being so far apart from each other, it's been a hell of a wrangle to get us all here. Bill, thank you for coming in today. Bill did SNL last night, so he's
it's insane.
Operating on a small amount of sleep.
Oh, thank
Joe
you.
Latrulio gets in later, but we literally couldn't. We had a window of 2 hours to do this today, and
we got dinner at 8, so
yeah, we got dinner
you know,
at 8. Kristen had a big night last night, so she'll be resting up for the press tomorrow. It is the past.
It is the past.
What do you mean? No, Graham, you've done enough.
Hairy Love Eggs used to make us laugh a lot, didn't it?
It still does.
You can't even go on the spaceship. I'm close now. I'll be fine.
Oh, but we've come all this way.
Yeah, and at what cost, huh? I've shaken your faith. I've almost gotten you guys killed.
Look at his little body.
The ribs are great, aren't they?
I want to give him a cuddle.
Going home. I think we've come too far to let you do this alone.
I think it would feel like cuddling a big hare.
What, like a March hare?
Yeah,
like a hare.
really long, thin. I'm dreamt about cuddling a hare.
I remember
Getting off this bus now.
the model of Paul seemed to be constructed from a series of phalluses, didn't it? It was like a knob from behind, and there was one in his arm, and there was one up in the back of his head.
That's...
Nora?
That wasn't me, that was him.
Now, there was a lot more here initially. It cut back to Paul and Ruth playing 20 questions and having a conversation about faith, and Paul saying that, you know, he didn't know that there was no God. He just said probably, and that there's lots of miracles in the universe that take place every day, like babies are born and cells divide, and basically saying that he's not saying, you know, categorically that there's nothing out there, he just doesn't know. But it just became, it was more talky than plot advancing.
Yeah.
Little Klingon warbird on the keyring there.
For the eagle-eyed viewer.
Which, let's face it, is a lot of people. Off they go.
Lovely shot. My favourite shot in the film, I think.
How did you do this, Greg?
You were running really fast with the camera mounted on your shoulder, right?
I had a camera helmet. It was stolen from Sugarland Express. There's a great shot like that where two roads converge, and people are talking on a radio, and I thought, oh, I got to use that somewhere.
What were you on, though? A Magic Arm, was it? Or was it...
We were on one of those camera cars. It's like a souped-up Mercedes, very fast SUV that's got a crane on top.
Right.
It's the most amazing thing.
That one that we were having to drive into?
Yes, the one that I was forcing you to drive practically through the camera.
And trust that they got out of the way before it smashed
Yeah.
through the windscreen and killed me in the face.
He's going back. He's going to try and make contact.
You're very trusting, Simon.
Well, it's, you know,
Space Monkey and I guarantee you level
I'm glad I
5
did.
clearance and all the perks.
That's it.
Great. Better parking space.
Oh, look, little double take there from Latrulio. He knows what Haggard's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
He's a dinosaur.
He is so in the mood for a promotion now.
Yeah.
Now he's moving closer to full-blown evil.
This is his
FBE.
Gollum moment.
Yeah, my Gollum moment.
And this is where it all converges on where it began. The ranch.
Oh, yes, that's where I've seen it before.
Oh, now I get it. She was the... I'm so stupid.
I like that, one of the many brilliant things about what Dean Egg did was the fact that you can, you know, things like his shadow, the fact you can see O'Reilly in his eyes when O'Reilly's talking to him in the shop, stuff, the little details that you just wouldn't ordinarily notice that make it so much more real.
I think the best thing that can be said about Paul is the fact a lot of English press have said nothing about him at all. You know, they haven't said it's bad. They just kind of completely ignore him. You get that sense that they think he's just a character like us. You know, that wasn't me.
They let him off because he
Naira.
hasn't deserted England.
Oh, who's that?
Now this is the first scene I ever
That
filmed.
was Naira poking out the door
as a
there.
father of a child. This was the first scene I shot coming back after paternity.
You were a father. I can see it in your performance.
And there's my baby.
That was one of the first shots that D-Net got to a point where I thought, oh, this is going to work.
Yeah.
Up to that point, and that was a good 8 months in to post, and I was terrified.
I love the way Paul looks at you when you move away from him. He's like, you fucking... He's like, he's really abandoning me.
Yeah.
Look. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
It's a
He's
little
shook his head a
shade.
little bit.
It's like,
He's like, oh, give me a break.
what a dick.
What a dick.
We were all very much in awe of Blythe here, weren't we? That was the first day she was on set, and she had this massive speech to do, and we just kind of sat and watched her, you know,
That was
an amazing
a horrible
actress
thing
at
to
work.
do to an actor, to make them do this
Oh, yeah.
gigantic speech.
You
their
got to
first
do
day,
it
but-
sometime, Greg.
Yeah.
She made Joe
You might as well get it out of the way.
She gave Joe the watery eyes. Because she was so moving. She's lovely, Blythe.
She's great.
She's so funny. Because we were kind of slightly reverential around her at first because she was, you know, sort of senior member of the cast and we didn't want to be too rude. But she matched us.
Oh, yeah.
Curse for curse. And she's so beautiful as well.
She's always ready with a little massage.
She's great with the massage.
She's really good.
Yeah. I had a great thing that worked with her a little bit on this, and then just moved to New York and found out she was my neighbor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was walking out and she was there, and I was like, no way!
How funny.
I just hid myself away.
You can see where GP gets her statuesque beauty, can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Glimpse of you.
Oh, look at Wiggles.
Here you are.
I'm sorry, you know, if I could...
Nice basket of onions in the back. All Dean Egg's work.
The D-Neg onions. Get your D-Neg onions.
$1 million an onion it cost us for that.
I think it's important to have, you know, when you're doing a comedy, it's important to have some kind of substance to the story as well. You know, like because if it's just jokes, then when the minute one of those jokes doesn't work, the whole film just stops working. And it's important. We've always felt it's important to have a credible story and characters that you care about and some emotional depth. And I think Blythe really sells that here.
I like to call it putting the fun back into funeral.
Christ.
Well, it's true, you know. I've often had a lot of the biggest laughs in my life at funerals. And it's that thing that, you know, comedy and tragedy are often very close bedfellows. This is BBC Radio 4.
What the fuck are you doing here?
This was a multiple set moment, wasn't it? Because that's the studio.
Yeah.
And then you see Joe from outside the real thing. That's the real thing.
I remember the stuntman's kid did this,
Yeah,
too.
Tanner, yeah.
Tanner did this.
I remember he was such a cute little boy.
I love Joe's little improvisation when he's in the house. Where's the party at? Is that what he says?
Yeah. Where's the party, man? That little insert was done a lot later, wasn't it, Greg?
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, do you remember this, where you hit me with the assignment? It was like this whole thing, like, this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
And first take. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
First take, and looking after we did it, and Greg was like, that was perfect. This right here.
Didn't we do a take when...
Boom, that right there, yeah.
Yeah.
And Greg was like, hey, that worked really well. I don't think we have to do that again.
I think when there was one when Kristen screamed and I just opened my mouth, so like a really girly scream coming out of my mouth.
You're like,
Now you were running with a headless body then, weren't you?
That's right, I was, yeah. I think we're about to see a very massive explosion, right?
Oh my God. I love the short film that Lance made about the explosion. I love you, Bill, when you're going, oh my God! Did you fucking see that?
I asked the dumbest question on earth. Did everybody just see that? It's like, no, we missed the house blowing up in front of it.
We were all just blown, I mean, pardon the pun, blown away by it, because it was huge.
Yeah, this was crazy.
Boom!
Whoa, boom.
Because we saw it, heard it, and felt it. In a second, we saw it, and then there was the big bang, and then this blast wave just went, wow! And we must have been like a quarter of a mile from it. Boom Goes the Dum Dum.
Yeah, that was his...
What is that? I didn't get that reference.
That's this internet video, Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Okay.
It's, you should see that, it's really funny. But yeah, Jason Bateman kept... Yeah, Boom Goes Dum Dum. And this is like a couple of days later. All this stuff.
Yeah, whenever he shot this location, it would start raining every hour.
Yeah, that's all I remember about this location is Larry, the DP, looking up at the sky going, all right, go, wait, no, wait. Okay, now go, shoot, wait.
Remember we had the lightning meters that told us how far away?
Oh, yeah. I remember on that location, though, us hanging out in my trailer, and it started raining, and we watched The Running Man.
That's right, yeah.
We all piled into my trailer and watched the entire film of The Running Man.
We had like
waiting for the raining to go away.
Mystery Science Theater hour kind of...
Yeah, for The Running Man. It was great.
I think the original script, that was, they drove that through a big barn, didn't they?
It was a barn, yeah.
Yeah, which we couldn't afford to do.
So we made it a windmill.
Now I'm looking at Naira, somehow blaming her.
Yeah, because Naira couldn't open her wallet.
My weed!
That was a very late addition to the final cut, wasn't it?
That was. That
weed.
joke had been cut for a long time. And we thought, what are we thinking?
I like the way Haggard is now sporting the same look as Ruth with the one blacked out glass. We were going to do a promotional gimmick to have sucking son of a titty sucking two-ball to give out glasses at the cinema with one eye blacked out and say the film was in 1D. And now in selected cinemas in glorious 1D. Also available in 2D. Lost it.
Yeah.
Evil hater.
And it helped me because I had burned a hole in the roof of my mouth. Do you remember that?
How?
I ate a sausage on set, and it burnt. I had to go to the hospital.
No,
I had a hole in the roof of my mouth when we were shooting this. So I was in a lot of pain. I had this like numbing stuff, and I had to get a shot in the roof of my mouth. All this shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so it was when we shot all this. So I was using it, as they say.
Was I away at hospital? I guess
I think you might have been. Yeah. 'Cause I remember shooting this too, and a huge hailstorm came in. Do you remember that, Greg?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was
a
in
hailstorm
Taos,
came in.
We were in Taos, yeah.
Whoa.
Awesome.
I think I have that.
What just happened?
That hailstorm on film.
You have, yeah. I remember on the little flip video thing.
I remember when you were shooting that, and you go, the camera's going to pan back to you, Bill, and you got to have a face. I go, what kind of face do you want? And you're like, Clockwork Orange kind of face? Like that kind of thing? Evil guy?
Yeah, evil guy who tilts his head down?
Yeah, evil guy tilting held down, looking up thing.
We looked at this scene a lot in the build-up to it, just because we looked forward to it rather because it's a big thing to kill two characters that are liked, and you know, when Joe goes, you know, all bets are off. It's like we specifically killed the most lovable character in the film apart from Paul and Graeme and Clive and Ruth, I guess, because it means then that anything can happen, you know.
In a very early draft of the script, there was also a giant tornado in this scene, wasn't there?
That's right, yeah. And Paul made it stop and then come back.
Yeah.
And I get to get the Wilhelm scream, which is the coolest thing ever.
Which I never told Simon and Nick was in there.
No, until the premiere, and
I saw it at the cast and crew a week before. And
were we talking about it when I was doing ADR?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I was like, you were saying, like, oh, Wilhelm 3.
do you have to go to a special place to get it? And it's like a velvet box, and you bring it to the sound studio and like put the tape in.
And there's a little.
You just open the box and it does it.
It's a real girly scream. That's what's so great about it.
They're mine, damn it. I'm gonna finish this once and for all.
Here we go with Jason's Han Solo moment.
Boring conversation anyway.
Always gets a ripple from the faithful.
When we watched that at the premiere, it didn't really get a massive laugh, did it? And I think I remember saying to Simon, "America will like that more."
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
That'll get a laugh. That'll get a laugh in America.
America will get that.
And here's, I think, you know, one of the most resonant.
Now, what is
scenes
this
for
a
me.
reference to?
This is one of my favourite shots in the movie. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I really wish it'd be really funny if that guy from Close Encounters, the guy with the glasses who joins them for a little bit, if he just shows up and starts running with you guys. Hey! Hey, and he gets gassed and falls asleep, and he's like, again!
Or we just walk past a rock and he's asleep on a rock.
Or you just see a skeleton with those glasses. They're like still there.
That would have been good.
With skeleton with a cardigan on.
Oh,
Skeleton with
I
that
thought that was just
cardigan on.
knockout gas. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's been up there dead.
This whole area we're standing in is the parking lot of the ski basin, which they turned into this.
They're covered in turf.
It was a very good job.
Amazing.
We were up here for quite a long time, and it was kind of 30 degrees down in the valley, and you'd come up here at night and have to wear like giant coats.
It was July, and we were freezing.
It was July.
And we guys any photos from this and me being so jealous. Like,
Look at that.
You guys are
Yeah, you're dead now.
I'm dead now.
Well, or is he?
And weren't you guys up here when we found
Balls.
out Wig and Sigourney were
Emmy
nominated for Emmys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we had special Emmy cupcakes that Val bought out.
That's right, we did. Thanks to Miss Naira Park,
Thank you to Miss Nira Park.
who's still here. We had a few little treats like that, didn't we, sometimes? Didn't an ice cream van come round, and then like a guy with chicken, and
That meth van came
the
round.
meth lab came round?
The Breaking Bad meth lab came by.
There was an ice cream truck we were told were meth dealers.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't very good meth.
I remember when what was her name? Craft Services crazy girl who did the light show.
Julie or something? Julie?
No.
She juggled flames or something.
Yeah, she used to bring out like pretzels and CCQ. Remember that, like hot cheese and...
What's it? Chili con queso?
That's the stuff that... Yeah. Burned my mouth.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
That's the stuff that burned my mouth.
The stuff that she was making was what put me in the hospital. My God.
This is always quite nerve-wracking when you have to stand 50 feet from a helicopter.
Yes.
Yeah,
No matter how hard you are, it's always slightly worrying.
I was anxious watching this happen. This was not a CG moment happening here. It's the real deal.
It got near too at some points.
I like the fact that you put in the laser sights to explain why we don't just run away. Because initially we do run away, then we see Zoil coming and we run back, and that
yeah,
just
it
was
was just
too
a little.
complicated.
It was a little too complicated, and
Oh, who's this?
Oh my goodness, mate.
Wow.
Here she comes.
The winner of the Cheesecake Derby.
She's so tall as well.
Wow.
Look at her. She's got one of the nicest profiles in the history of Hollywood. She's got a beautiful little turned-up nose. What?
A bit time. I remember seeing this earlier, and it was like a tracer bullet, and I remember saying to Greg, well, I think if it was a tracer bullet, Greg, it would be glowing. Like a real gun idiot.
Gidiot. I love this reveal of Zoil being good. I think it's worked. I mean, from the audiences I've seen it with, it's always been a nice surprise that he's actually a good guy.
Don't fucking move.
All right.
Oh.
She was such a game bird when it come to that fight. When we
man.
especially went back to do the reshoots as well. She was
and you-
very up for us kind of
when you
biting
bit
her. And
yeah.
You could have been where I am in 15 years.
when Sigourney Weaver says, bite a bit harder, you bite a bit harder.
Yeah.
You don't,
yeah.
Believe. This scene, when you see the fight here, is cut together from moments from a year apart, because initially Clive and Paul didn't really have a part in the fight because it was written just that they were passive, and it just seemed not to work when we got into the edit. So we went back and we shot Paul getting kicked in the nuts and Clive biting, right?
There was not a moment
Yeah.
during that scene when I wasn't thinking in my head, Sigourney Weaver.
Oh my God.
I got a little baby B
Wow.
during this. Getting
You said
you're
it.
asking.
2010.
You actually said it.
2010.
Crunch.
World Crunch, 2010. 2010, 2009.
I can't even keep it straight.
Here we go.
Away from her, you bitch.
Yay! That's a clapper.
That's an American cinema clapper.
That is.
You okay, man?
Jason's double take here when he realizes for the first time that his name sounds like a film starring Nick Nolte and Barbra Streisand is priceless.
Is it Barbra Streisand?
I think it is.
Halle
isn't it?
Berry, I think.
Is it Halle Berry?
No, in Lorenzo's Oil, isn't it?
Yeah, Lorenzo's
Isn't
Oil.
it Susan Sarandon?
Bang.
Oh,
Susan
Susan
Sarandon?
Sarandon.
Oh,
Yeah, I beg your
Susan
pardon,
Sarandon.
Susan.
Sorry.
Watch
Ah,
it.
what's
Look,
that?
it's like, yeah, that's right. What?
I never thought of it.
And here he comes.
I love Carol Lynch's work in this.
Now, what was the reasoning behind cutting his little speech there?
Less is more, I guess.
Okay. Because he said something about, all thee who have strength in the Lord. Oh, look at that.
It's nice that you died in a film for once.
Yeah, it's usually me cradling you in my arms.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Next one, I've got to get the girl too.
Next time you get to make out with a sexy
It is kind
comedy
of the
actress.
reverse of that, the paintball.
Yeah,
in his face.
Yeah.
Well, I died in Shaun as well,
Yes,
and Hot
yeah.
Fuzz.
But you come back in this.
yeah.
Oh, I come back in this.
But there's a
always come
scene
back, you're
where
always
there
fine.
is, yeah.
I like the line, I really like this T-shirt. It's true.
This was tough to do, and we did it a lot of times.
We did, eh? It's hard when you, to emote
Well, most of those
properly.
times I wasn't running any film.
You're just jerking off. Why?
What?
Sir.
Oh, no. I think people are really... when I've seen it with an audience, they really don't expect this, and
Whoever's still left in the audience.
yeah, whoever's still watching at this point. Even though we've very, very pointedly set up that Paul won't, it's dangerous for Paul to reanimate people, so you obviously know that's going to happen at some point in the film when he says that, if you're paying attention. It's still, I think people may have forgotten by that point and so are surprised by Graham's demise.
I love Paul's, I love the fact that, Paul has potentially influenced the Karate Kid and Mr. Miyagi as well with that, that clap he does before he kind of heals.
Yeah.
The 80s would not have happened without Paul.
No.
No.
I don't think you can sort of see the
blood crystallizing.
Yeah, and reforming.
Yeah, I always thought that D-Neg did an interesting effect there.
Oh my goodness.
That effect is the same cost as Nicaragua's GDP.
Yeah, my first two films were just spent in the last 10 seconds.
Look at that.
He's shaking his little...
I like a lot of people are also quite touched by the fact that I think Paul has died at the end too.
Yeah.
I quite like that. Oh, Blythe.
Oh no.
And he goes all white too, like E.T. in the pond, in the stream.
This was a late addition. I think, Greg, it was your idea to have Paul actually die, wasn't it?
I felt like, we had to do one more thing with it. That mostly to tee up another smart-ass line.
So these shots of everyone looking worried about Paul came later as well.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, lovely.
Wasn't that really, really dangerous?
Sometimes.
My hair in this film is a thing of beauty, and I've got to thank Jane Walker,
Yeah.
my long-time makeup artist and friend who's done my makeup since Spaced, for creating such a frightful Barnet.
Barnet Fair hair,
Barnet
for
Fair
anyone
hair.
not...
Connie rhyming slang for you listeners in America. Barnet Fair.
Oh, look.
Pray silence,
he's gonna
please.
go for that.
For the big kiss. Bang!
Oh, look.
Snuggaroo!
The Hays Code would not have allowed that. No tongues in the Hays Code.
I think it was funny though that by the time we got to this point, we all knew each other so well. It wasn't in the slightest bit awkward. so brutal.
Changed my mind.
That
Yeah.
is the Jengas. Great shit.
Lovely traditional 50s shapeship.
Here's a little gag for the very, very sharp of watching. It's the alien crew.
Washing the...
From the...
there's a little Yaphet
Sigourney,
Koto. There's a little...
There is a little Yaphet Koto.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah. There's a little guy with
And
the
Scarrett.
One of them's got
With
a
a
beard.
beard.
Tom Scarrett. It's the whole crew of the Nostromo.
Look, I can just see me and Jason just actually not in character, just talking.
Other things were going on elsewhere.
How long's the ride back to the hotel? Are you serious?
Are you driving back tonight?
How much snow did you get up here? Nick,
Sorry.
I think the Paul's brush off of Moses here is almost one step too far.
He looks really crestfallen.
But John plays the little bit of hurt. I wish it had been more warm between them. I think he should have said you too or something like that. But it
gets a laugh.
It gets a laugh. And Moses did shoot.
Yeah. He'd shoot his friend.
Now, Nick, you came up with this line about this odd Back to the Future bastardization about the...
I didn't even remember it in Back to the Future until someone said, oh, it's like the Back to the Future. And I thought, yeah, it's
Wait,
true.
what's that?
Baby, where we're going, you won't need teeth.
It just made us
Right.
laugh so much on the day.
Well, I think my point about
it mean?
is it feels slightly sinister. I always
Yeah.
think as soon as they take off, they're going to throw her into the reactor, and they'll use her carbon to fuel the ship home.
Yeah, she's cool. She with me. Let her in there. Yeah, no.
His voice.
I meant to ask.
I look tired there.
What did you think of the
David Arnold did such an amazing job. We should say something about that because, my hope was that the film would feel... The first time I met Simon, you said to me it should be like Little Miss Sunshine, but instead of Alan Arkin, it's an alien.
Yeah.
And that it should feel like a kind of real indie or 70s road movie that morphs into a Hollywood film by the end.
Yeah.
And so much of that comes from David's score. I mean, this whole section is scored underneath, and it's the real thing. I mean, it's completely sincere and also hilarious and beautiful.
And initially, I remember in the naive early stages, when Nick and I said to you, Greg, about we wanted John Williams to score it if we could somehow get him, even though I'm sure John doesn't get out of bed for less than £1 million a second because he's amazing. But what David did was, I think he brought a humour to it, which, as brilliant as John Williams is, I don't know if he would have had, and also managed to recreate that beautiful sweeping majesty that John Williams always brings,
Also, we've had quite a long relationship with David, so he knows us and gets us, and that that's a great foundation for...
I'm not ashamed to say that I cried when I was in the studio and the orchestra first struck up.
You should be ashamed, you're a grown man.
Oh, Nick, please don't ridicule me. I was just so... It was our movie. This is our film. This is an idea that Nick and I had in a garden with Naira.
Who is still here?
Who's still here.
Naira?
Naira, why don't you tell that story?
Come on.
We're going to see that Paul picture in the end credits.
Oh, yeah.
Greg, what was your thinking about the ship and how it was powered and stuff, about the lightning? You had quite a nice theory on that.
Oh, there was some idea that it drew lightning from the sky and it made some anti-gravity field that sucked it up, which
nice.
was originally supposed to be something kind of quiet. And I thought, no, it's a big movie.
Yeah.
Ending, you have to make it beautiful and lots of lights.
You could say a reference to Back to the Future again, drawing the power of lightning to
Yes.
go into hyperspace.
Oh, yeah, we'd been working in the rain a lot, and we said, let's make a film somewhere hot, and we spitballed this idea about a desert and an alien and 2 British guys, and then 7 years later we made it, and here it is. And this is D-Neg at his best.
Look at that, it's amazing.
Destroying the Star Destroyer at the beginning of Star Wars.
I love, as the ship goes over, you can see lots of other tiny little ships within it.
Yeah.
Kind of swarming around in
You go
this dome.
inside. Like, you don't just go over, you go inside it.
From the little ships. Look at
Little
that.
parasite ships.
Yeah.
It must cost a bloody fortune to heat that.
I think they run it on
Solar.
Economy 7.
It's lightning.
That was good, wasn't it?
I think there was talk of ending a film right there, wasn't there, at some point?
And here we go.
So there's more Oscar Wright.
More Oscar Wright stuff.
Mott's. And here we are in LA. That's
the
not
reshoot.
actually...
That was 2 years later.
yeah.
After we'd shot the original stuff.
That was actually in near UCLA or something, I think. It wasn't LA. We didn't go back to San Diego for that bit. It's back with the layers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I always think she sounds like someone from Brooklyn when she's yatsay, yatsay, yatsao.
Yatsao. There's a lot of Jedi references in this movie.
Yeah, that film that extended into a bit about the fact that Graeme and Ruth had been sleeping together using a Wonder Woman lasso of truth to tie each other up, but we lost it.
I'm glad you did. Oh, there it is.
Oh, look.
Not a big N.
That's from that's a shot from the original ending. That's interesting. There was another ending with Graeme and Clive at Comic-Con signing their book, and we lost it. There's Ruth Glasses, Vital Creek. Oh, look, there's the dog Paul.
Why is my name spelled with a small N?
What?
In the credits.
Is it?
Yeah.
We brought Jane back to exploit her for her Glee popularity, and they came up with this lovely little gag where you realise Jane's actually, Pat's actually gay and hitting on Ruth.
Oh, I love Kristen doing this.
I didn't realize you were so damn pretty. You should see me out of these crazy clothes. I'd like that.
She thinks about it though. It's like, she's got this. She considers it for one second.
I got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I understand.
Look, I haven't really looked. This is the only second time I've seen this fully finished, this closing credit
I
sequence.
love this day of shooting with Jeffrey.
He went on and on. He was so funny that day, just doing stuff. When he does this stuff about Arthur C. Clarke and takes his
He
hat
lifts
off.
his hat off.
Just,
Chris Dickens edited the film.
There
Oscar
is
winner.
Dickens.
Oscar
Chris
winner.
who won for Slumdog.
Fantastic editor. Great guy. Bald with glasses.
You, Chris and Moby are starting up a We Look Like Each Other.
We look like each other. There's
Nick Angel.
Nick Angel. Oh, look.
Aw.
Kisses.
You get a woman, I get a bear.
A space bear.
Oh.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. There's the picture I
There
drew
it
for
is.
Naira years and years ago. That was that little picture.
yeah, there it is. It was in your office
in
when I
Nara's-
came in to do the test.
That's
I remember
right.
it was in the
Yeah.
office when I came up and you're like, it all started with this.
This
I
is
was
where
like,
it
wow.
began.
This is where it began.
I've got that book at home, and inside is the biography of who?
Yanni.
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 Jonathan Watson, our first AD.
Good,
good
awesome,
egg.
awesome,
J-dubs.
awesome
And
guy.
handsome Bob Graff.
Yes.
Line producer
Ryan
Bob.
Craig.
Should we-
Ryan, great stuff.
The big guy, Sigourney Weaver.
Let's go. Who else? I think Steven Spielberg is credited as himself, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Steven himself. There's Darren Prescott was a great stunt supervisor, and his son Tanner, who was our great little Paul stand-in occasionally.
There's Cliff.
Oh, Cliff Fleming. Oh,
Lovely.
the
Lovely
Getch.
Karen Ruth Getchell.
Beautiful.
It gets no better than that.
Danny Gold. He sent me a picture from something the other day of him and his wife next to a Paul poster somewhere.
Here's some more David's great music.
Yeah.
This is the Clive and Graeme theme.
I just need to take my shoe off. I mean, I don't want to blow smoke up anyone's bum, but I've got to say, this crew were absolutely amazing.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
they
I
were.
think there's Jamie, my assistant out there, our assistant out there, and looked after Minnie a lot. Thank you, Jamie, for taking care of our dog.
My wife is credited in this film as well.
Yeah, she worked hard on it, same as, well, in the DVD department as well.
That's
actually.
right, post-production.
Chris was on post. It's funny, I'm seeing so many names in this role of people that I met. Christoph Zanuck-Denek was Paul Standen, who was a small actor who also known as the Anvil, and amazing
true.
drummer as J Todd. God, we had a good time. I know you all see that on commentary.
It was definitely one of those shoots where we went, while it was going on, you were bummed because you knew it was going to have to end at some point. And it was just like, everybody here is so cool. It was not a rotten egg.
It was an extraordinary.
I had quite bad withdrawals, you know. I remember going to the airport to Albuquerque on the last day and just feeling I'm shedding a little tear.
I've had little dreams, Santa Fe dreams.
I do too.
Can we shoot Paul's there? Can we shoot Paul's in Santa Fe? Great.
Yeah.
Can we, Nara?
Definitely.
Yes.
Good.
Nara Part, produced the film. She's still here. She's here all day.
You're doing commentaries for all the rest of the movies coming through.
You're doing Scott Pilgrim next, aren't you?
Yep. Alone.
Yeah.
Just
me.
alone. Just you.
I'd
Just
listen to
silence.
that. I'd like it.
One of night you can actually watch Nara do commentary on Shaun of the Dead if you watch it without a commentary. That's Nara's commentary.
Yeah, you're kind of like when Terrence Malick does commentaries. Silence.
Just hear the sound of ice in a whiskey glass.
Right.
Scott Choppy Lexell. There he is. Good egg.
Keith Partridge. Now, of course, when you watch your credits back of a movie, there's also a lot of people you don't know, and there are other people that worked on it afterwards and stuff. Like, for instance, geez,
I think we should give Double Negative a little clap. Good work.
Please watch the documentary about the animation because you get to see just a few of the people that worked on as animators. Here they are now.
This is just a few of them as well. They weren't all credited.
There was a 300.
Yeah.
Say?
More
than Spartans.
Cloth Muscle FX.
Cloth Muscle.
Cloth Muscle. Is that someone's name?
Hello, I'm Derek Cloth Muscle.
Hello.
Hello. Cloth Stroke Muscle.
So you want to change your name to Cloth Muscle? Yes. From Giovanni to Cloth Muscle. That is right.
That was my mum's maiden name.
Why? Because I like clothing. I like muscle.
I believe the name is a fitting combination of the two.
If you look at my body, people always go, Cloth Muscle? I say, Cloth Muscle.
Thank God for Aeon Albert Rubin.
Oscar Wright. There he is.
Karen Beaver.
Good guy.
The Beaver.
Karen
Brilliant,
Beaver.
Karen Beaver.
Karen Beaver worked on Spaced and actually worked on Asylum, which was the first thing me, Jess, and Edgar worked together. And Big Talk at the time was just you and Karen, wasn't it, in an attic in
Yeah, for
Fitzrovia.
quite a few years.
Some of the music.
We come a long way, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is I love this variation of the Paul theme.
Hate to Say Goodbye. Now, that was written by Freddie Leroy and Al Cantu.
Yeah.
Who, Leroy his name was, but they wrote this tune. There were a couple of guys that worked on the movie as drivers, and...
Nick Burns, is that the Nick Burns?
Maureen Pegg.
Maureen Pegg, Greg Nicotero, Jeremy Lovering.
Sarah Allentuck.
And they wrote this song especially for the film, and it's in the film as a needle drop somewhere, and and there it is in the credits. So thank you, Al and Leroy.
Well, I think we should probably say goodbye. Naira?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Till
Bye.
next time.